The moment you stop using alcohol to numb yourself, your brain enters crisis mode. Not because you're healing, because you're forcing it to feel everything you've been avoiding for years. And here's what psychologists won't tell you. The first 90 days without your escape are harder than the addiction itself. When alcohol stops working as your emotional buffer, you don't just face withdrawal, you face every unprocessed emotion, every avoided decision, and every pattern you've been too numb to notice. The reality flood. When the numbing stops, reality hits all at once. Your brain has been running on a delay system. Every uncomfortable feeling, every awkward silence, every moment of self-doubt, you've been postponing them with a drink. Studies show chronic drinkers have up to 60% reduced emotional processing capacity. Picture this. You're at dinner with friends. Someone makes a comment that would normally slide off you after 2 glasses of wine. But now, you feel the sting, the silence, the urge to defend yourself. It's raw. Your amygdala, your brain's alarm system, is firing without its usual sedative. The fix? Name the emotion out loud. I feel defensive right now. It sounds stupid, but it cuts processing time in half. But here's what nobody warns you about. Boredom, terror. Suddenly, everything feels pointless. Without alcohol, your dopamine baseline is exposed, and it's lower than you think. Neuroscientists call this anhedonia, the inability to feel pleasure from normal activities. Your brain's been getting artificial dopamine spikes for so long it forgot how to generate its own. You're scrolling your phone on a Friday night. No plans, no drinks. You could read, exercise, call someone, but nothing sounds appealing. Nothing sounds like enough. Your nucleus accumbens is starving for stimulation it used to get from a bottle. The fix? Do something boring on purpose for 20 minutes daily. Your brain needs to relearn baseline reward. And that's just the beginning. The anxiety rebound. Your nervous system wakes up furious. Alcohol is a central nervous system depressant. When you remove it, your CNS rebounds like a rubber band snapping back. Psychologists call this kindling. Each time you quit and relapse, the rebound gets worse. Your GABA receptors are in chaos. You wake up at 3 a.m. with your heart racing. No reason, no nightmare, just pure chemically induced panic that feels like you're dying. Your brain's inhibitory system is offline, and your fight or flight response is running the show. The fix? Ice on your face for 30 seconds. It activates your vagus nerve and forces a parasympathetic response. But the cognitive stuff, that's where it gets scary. Decision paralysis. Every choice becomes impossible. For years, alcohol made decisions for you. Friday night? Drink. Bad day? Drink. Good day? Celebrate with a drink. Now your prefrontal cortex, the decision-making center, is out of practice. Research shows it can take 6 to 12 months to rebuild executive function. You're standing in a grocery store staring at pasta sauce for 5 minutes, not because you care, because choosing feels like calculus. Your dorsolateral prefrontal cortex is relearning how to weigh options without chemical assistance. The fix? Limit yourself to 2 choices maximum for the first month. Your brain needs training wheels. And then comes the identity crisis. The personality void. You realize you don't know who you are sober. Alcohol didn't just numb feelings. It created a persona. The fun one, the relaxed one, the one who could talk to strangers. Strip that away, and you're left with what psychologists call ego dissolution, but not the good kind. You're at a party. Someone asks what you do for fun. You open your mouth, and nothing. Because grab drinks was the answer to everything. Your sense of self was outsourced to a substance, and now you're reconstructing from scratch. The fix? Write down 3 things you liked before age 15. That's your personality baseline. But here's where people relapse. Social exile. Everyone around you is still drinking. You're not just quitting alcohol, you're quitting a social operating system. Studies show 70% of social activities in Western culture involve alcohol. Your friends aren't trying to sabotage you, they just don't know how to relate to you anymore. You decline a happy hour invite. Your coworker says, just have one. You explain you don't drink. The energy shifts. You're now the problem. Your social brain is wired for tribal belonging, and you just broke the tribe's most common ritual. The fix? Find one person doing the same thing. Parallel journey beats willpower every time. And the emotional stuff gets worse before it gets better. The grief wave. You mourn the loss like a breakup, because it is a breakup. Alcohol was your oldest friend, your reliable comfort, your guaranteed escape. Grief researchers confirm ending an addiction mirrors the 5 stages of loss, and you will feel angry, bargain, deny, and break down. You see a commercial with people laughing over cocktails, and you feel it. Genuine sadness, like you lost access to something everyone else still has. Your brain's attachment system is processing a real loss, not just a habit change. The fix? Give yourself 90 seconds to feel it fully, then move. Grief needs motion to process. Then your body starts screaming. Physical withdrawal hell. Your body is recalibrating without you. Even if you're past acute withdrawal, post-acute withdrawal syndrome, pause, can last 6 to 24 months. We're talking night sweats, muscle aches, brain fog, fatigue. Your body's been chemically managed for years. It doesn't remember homeostasis. You're exhausted after 8 hours of sleep. Your hands shake holding coffee. You feel like you have the flu, but you don't. Your hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis is rebooting, and it's ugly. The fix? Magnesium glycinate, 400 milligrams before bed. It supports GABA production your brain's missing. But the mental warfare is the real battle. The sabotage thoughts. Your brain will try to convince you to go back. This isn't weakness, it's neurology. Your brain's reward circuitry is literally wired to seek alcohol. It will generate incredibly convincing arguments. You weren't that bad. One won't hurt. You deserve a break. Neuroscientists call these euphoric recall. Your brain only remembers the highs. You're having a great day. Suddenly you think, I could handle just 1 glass of wine with dinner now. It feels like your thought. It's not. Your brain's seeking circuit is hijacking your inner voice. The fix? Respond out loud. That's not me, that's my amygdala. Externalizing it breaks the spell. And here's the thing people quit over. The flatline phase. Weeks 3 through 8. You feel absolutely nothing. Not good, not bad, just flat. This is your brain in dopamine bankruptcy. The highs are gone, but the natural joy hasn't returned yet. Psychologists call this the valley, and it's where most people relapse, because feeling nothing is worse than feeling bad. You accomplish something you'd normally celebrate. You feel nothing, not even satisfaction, just empty task completion. Your mesolimbic pathway is offline for maintenance. The fix? Track 1 small win daily in writing. Your brain can't feel progress, but it can see it. But if you make it through, the clarity breakthrough. Somewhere around day 90, your brain comes back online. Not all at once, but you'll notice. Conversations stick. You remember things. You feel feelings at appropriate intensities. Your prefrontal cortex is rebuilding myelin sheaths. Decision-making gets faster. Emotions get clearer. You're talking to someone and you realize you're fully present, not planning your next drink, not waiting for the conversation to end, just here. Your brain's executive network is functional again. The fix? Nothing. Just notice it, because this is what you're working toward. And that leads to the identity rebuild. You become someone you've never met, because the person you were before alcohol, that kid is gone. And the person you were on alcohol, that was a character. Now you're building version 3.0. And psychologists confirm post-addiction identity is often stronger than pre-addiction because it's chosen. You're doing something simple, making coffee, taking a walk, and you think, I like this. I like who I am right now. Your sense of self is reconstructing around authentic preference, not chemical need. The fix? Let yourself be a beginner at being you. Here's the truth. When alcohol stops being your escape, you don't just quit drinking. You quit a coping system, a social identity, a chemical relationship, and a version of yourself. Your brain will flood, flatline, and fight you. But on the other side, you get your nervous system back, your decision-making back, your self back. Not the old self, not the drunk self, the one you never got to meet. If you're in the valley right now, the flat phase where nothing feels worth it, leave a comment that just says day and your number. Not for me, for the person behind you who needs to see that day 47 is possible.
And if this hit you, subscribe, because we're going deeper into the psychology your brain doesn't want you to understand.